What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Camilo here from Trending Waves. So markets moved lower in line with what we've been discussing here in the video. So last night we were talking about the idea of a pullback coming in soon. Maybe there would have been a brief push to the upside, but eventually it was going to start fading based on our wave counts and the fib levels that we've been discussing. So what we're going to do here, because right now with this pullback on both the SPY, the Qs, and all the other indices that we track here in the channel are displaying what we call the potential support area, or not what we call, but what we're watching as this potential support area that will determine whether or not the markets will hold and continue their uptrend to new all-time highs. Otherwise, if they fail to hold these support zones, then our alternate version of this count will be at play. Okay, so before we dive into the analysis, guys, subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. So you guys already know we've been tracking since January the 4th to the February the 2014, February 24th. We've been tracking this to be a correction, okay, in the wave 4. Let me turn on our labels and let's review real quick here. So from the January the 3rd to the 4th, to the 24th, right, we experienced the ABC to the W, 3 ways to the X, ABC down to the Y here, and then we turned up higher, ABC down to the 2 at the 786. Again, look, guys, this whole correction, right, what we see here was pretty much, I'd say, in the time that I've been trading with Elliott Wave, using it as my preferred method of technical analysis, this was a pretty tricky situation. Okay, so all across the board there were confusions, there were thoughts that this would have been continuing on lower. So if you missed this pivot point here to this upside, don't worry, it was not easy to track. So the good news is that now we are looking for that pullback. Okay, now we are within that pullback because the size in today's session, that how it occurred, is indicative of what we have been looking for. So the question remains, are we going to see the wave 4 pullback here fall between the 23 and the 38.2? 450, 444. This range is what I'm looking for. This is the range that I want to see price action hold so that we can look forward to a fifth wave of wave 1. Now, wave 4 can unfold in many different ways, and what I am anticipating this to be is that potentially this will be a triangle. Okay, too early to tell, way early to tell. But if we hold the 23.6 and we start bouncing, then that is likely to be the case, because a wave 4 in a triangle will likely hold its 23.6% retracement as a support zone. Okay, otherwise we may see further downside, but ultimately holding this level. Okay, because I'm going to explain to you, and as I've explained to you here in the channel in my previous videos, there is this one level here that we must hold in order for us to remain bullish and remain optimistic that we are going to see a pullback to the wave 1, to the wave 4, to give us upside resumption to the wave 1. Okay, so we have to be very, very careful with how we're viewing this and not get FOMO, guys. We cannot try to just trade the first wave down decline and then see if we can get a bounce and then whatever. No, we have to let the market play, unless, you know, whatever, we can trade on options, a butterfly spread, which we did today, considering that we may see this as a triangle. But ultimately, all in all, remaining patient to let this unfold and come closer towards invalidation level will give us a pretty good level of risk to take to the upside for a trade opportunity. Okay, if you end up missing this opportunity here, not to worry, guys, because we still have this wave 5 to complete, and this is where the larger sort of intermediate wave degree wave 2 will unfold in the zigzag or in the flat, whichever it is, to a support zone. And this is where we would like to see markets give us the entry opportunity so that we can get that big trade that I spoke about in 3 days ago, I believe it was, that big trade that's going to give us good momentum to the upside. Okay, because once we see this breakout, right, once we hold support and we see this breakout, is almost with certainty that we are within the next 5 legs up, 5 waves. All right, before we actually do see that larger correction that everybody was anticipating it to be, this whole thing here. Okay, guys, so this takes us to our alternate version of this, and the alternate version suggests that, hey, this is still very much so valid. Okay, and this is what concerns me. Okay, because from the wave 3 high, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the A, B, C to the C of wave B. Now, these three zones, these three levels, the 786, 786, and 1618, in 3 different degrees, 3 different levels of trend as resistance. On top of that, we have these 2 levels here at 457.88. Guys, it is a little bit of concern. So how do we know and how do we tell which count we will know to be in and to prepare once, let's say in the next couple of sessions? As I mentioned, this zone here for this alternate version is the wave A. For our bullish count is the wave 1. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Wave 1 for the bullish count, wave A for the bearish count. Okay, if by any chance we end up crossing below this zone, this will trigger confirmation for this count. How do we trade this? The way I'll be looking to trade this, guys, is that I will let this unfold, right? So I want to see a 3-wave pullback to the wave B, because this will be essentially wave A. I want to see wave B to a reasonable retracement of this entire decline, and then we're going to see a 5-wave move to the downside. All right, guys. So that'll only mean one thing. That'll mean that we are still in the what correction? We're still in this wave 4. Okay, guys, that's what that means. So again, wait for this whole rally to unfold, whatever this is going to turn out to be. I'd like to see this hold support at 440.18, between 450 and 444. This range should hold. All right, guys. Okay, now let's turn our attention over to the Qs. In the Qs, or the NASDAQ QQQ's ETF, okay, we're considering here that the wave 4 has completed, and now we're looking at an impulsive structure of 5 waves to the upside of wave 1. So this is 1, 2, 3 completed on March 29th, and now we're looking for a wave 2, wave 4 pullback. Now, the thing with this is that the wave 2 was pretty much directional and short in time. So what if we start seeing the Qs hold the 23.6% retracement at 361, and then we rip higher to the wave 5? That's okay. While this is happening into the wave 5, the SPY will be trying to wrap up its wave 4 pullback before it makes its final leg up. Okay, so levels to hold, levels to keep on watch: 361, 349. This range should give us some sort of idea that, not some sort of idea, but some sort of opportunity for us to potentially seek a trade option, not option, but not an option play, but as an option, like either whatever. It's a trade opportunity to the upside in the wave 5. But the tricky part with the wave 5 is that it can truncate, okay, or it could go to just the 50% of the 618. So ideally, I normally wait for this to unfold. Wave 1 completes, wave 2 pullback. I start loading up on the wave C of wave 2, and then we'll see, take it from there. Okay, guys, so the alternate version of this count, let's take a look here. The alternate version, similar to the SPY, but in this case, it's a little bit more troublesome because this came from the 618 retracement of the entire decline. Okay, a 618, guys, is a pretty common level for a wave B pullback to hit resistance, or to hold it as resistance on the wave B, or wave or support, whichever the trend is, but in this case it's resistance. So the 618, 371.47, and then we rejected. As I was telling you guys yesterday, regardless, we're looking at some sort of divergence in this continuation to the upside, and it was already time for us to start heading lower. Now, levels to hold here, again, the wave A, I'm going to put this up here. The higher wave A must hold, because like in the SPY, this is actually not my bad. This wave A is our confirmation level. All right, if we break below this wave A, then it is likely that we are going to start seeing, likely, but for the bullish count, we must start breaking below this wave 1. All right, so our first trigger is this high 348, and our second trigger is this wave 1 high 338.11. Okay, so we still have long ways to go, but my proxy here is the SPY. I want to see the SPY hold, and that's what I'm going to use to guide myself into whether or not this market is going to continue to the upside. The SMH, guys, the SMH is the first one to come towards its 23 and 38.2% retracement zone, which it's good. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, to the wave 1. Held resistance at the 618, spot on, like in the Qs of this entire decline. So that's kind of worrisome, but hey, giving us that A, potential B upside down, and C, maybe this comes down to the 50%. We'll have to wait and see on this one. Once we see support hold, let's take a look at the 50% where that would land, if that's going to be the case. I'm going to bring this down, and we're going to extend this box here, and we're going to look for several levels within this price history that will come into confluence with the fib levels here, and that will give us a pretty good indication whether or not this is going to hold that strong support. So take a look, right? So this was support back in July the 13th, support on the 30th, resistance around here on August, support, resistance, support, but we broke out, then revisited it as support, right? Support, then we finally broke below it, and now we're trying to see if we can retest it to then head on higher. Okay, guys, looking at price history to match up and pair it up to any level of support, any major pivots within the chart, it's always important, so keep that in mind. So a range 272, 259, want to see SMH hold. And last but not least, IWM is guys, I mean, whatever the count is here, I am not anticipating this to be anything else but a what am I saying? I'm not looking at anything here except for this chart to give me to convince me that we are going to break above this key support resistance area that has been holding support for roughly 400, 300 days, 350 days, give or take. Okay, I don't anticipate this to break within the last 40, 70 days. All right, so if that's the case, then we should see this go soon. And if we go soon, what I want to see this is go break out of it, retest, and then go. That's what I want to see. I want to see the retest of this because this is really important, as you guys can clearly see. Okay. All right, guys. So actually this range is 211 and 208, just so you guys know. Let me see if I can take a look at another chart for us. Actually, yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Why not, right? So Bitcoin, what I put out to the members today was that we are still in a triangle, right? This is one version of it, because the other version of it is that we are, I'll show it to you guys, and I'll actually draw it because I don't think I saved it. So the wave 3 completed on April the 21st. We have the A, B, C, D, and E. All right. So the overall wave structure looks like this: 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, and E for the 4, and it's looking like it, right? Because the wave C, okay, an extension to the D, right? So from A to B to from A to B to C, right? We get the 100% extension. We get the 38.2% retracement. We also hold this level as resistance. Okay, all of this area here. So we found price action to reject it, and now we're trading lower. Okay, if this is the case, which I would like for it to be, honestly, because the wave E can come anywhere between the zone. All right, just as long as we remain north of the wave C and ultimately the wave A, then this is still valid count. Once we see price action head on lower, once we see it further develop throughout the days to come, mid-April, whatever, this will be a good zone to load up in order for us to take advantage to a further upside, even to its all-time highs, right, past the $68,000 region. So keep in mind that this may still be the case. Otherwise, if this is not, then it is likely that this is the wave 4 completed here, right? So this is an A, B, and C. And what is likely to happen is that this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Very ugly, very ugly overlapping price action there. I'm not favoring that. What I'm favoring is this triangle. Okay, guys. Let's take a look at oil. Oil is moving quite along with in line with the wave structure here that I've been reviewing with you guys. So 1 AB, looking for the C like lower. This is still at play just as long as we remain south of trendline resistance. Okay, you can clearly see it, right? It was confirmed here, originated back on March, confirmed here on March the 22nd. We tried to breach it but rejected it, and then heading on lower. Okay, so I'm anticipating the $83 handle will be a good support zone for crude oil. Okay, guys, so if you guys want any chart updates, any chart analysis, you can leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys want. Otherwise, join Trending Waves. The link to the Discord group is pinned down in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for your time. I shall see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday.